Well, well, things are looking very glorious on the stock market lately. With a bit of luck, you might have seen the footage of the blood moon that I had up there. It was friggin' weird. It was like a real... When I was going inside, it was like a flippin' reddish orange, and then I come out and started filming it, and it was an orange colour. I had left my good camera over at the other house and whatnot, and that was the tablet filming there, so it's pretty shitty, but yeah, it appears that things are going a bit funny in the stock market in the States. And China, I don't know how they do this, but they can drop either 6, 7 or 8% in one day and then do the same again the next day, and they just keep having these big, serious drops. And it is, I reckon it's like a bit of a delayed collapse, because it hasn't sort of really sunk in about Greece and China, and the US stock exchange is going down, but not quite as suddenly as expected. But that may speed up in September. We'll have to see. And there's a belief that a lot of people are sort of comfortable in the lie that is the economic system. I mean, you think about this seriously, right? How can everybody in the world all be broke at the same time? I mean, if money's one of these things that, you know, you got the money, and I'll give it to you and buying something or whatever, and then it comes back and, oh, but all the money's gone in China. Yeah, it did. And some of those wealthy Chinese put it into shares, and then their market has dropped well below pre-GFC drops, you know, like it's not pre-GFC drops, it's actually below the value of what it was during the worst of the GFC. They're gone lower than during the worst of the GFC. And their money that they put in their stock exchange may have evaporated with it. But you sort of think, where has all the money gone? How can everybody all be broke at the same time if money is just a thing that moves around? You can't have everyone broke at the same time, but guess what? Everybody is broke at the same time. There's a nice little lefty thing they've got in Germany, like an Airbnb concept where you give bed and breakfast to a refugee, and they've managed to do 122 in the last month or two. Meanwhile, Germany has 100 migrant refugees, or 100 refugees coming from Syria, pouring in every hour. And they've blocked the train station in Budapest to stop all these Syrian refugees just all land in Germany as illegal immigrants. Because you can just board the train in Hungary and just go straight through, straight to Germany with no flaming passport checks or nothing. And yeah, it's unbelievable to see that Serbia is taking people in and whatnot. And you know, all these ones that want to get to Germany, if you know a few things on the ground in Germany, there's still plenty of nationalists there. There's still heaps of anti-Muslims and all that sort of stuff. That, you know, there's still kids' storybooks of blooming in East German, you know, areas of what was formerly East Germany, where they, you know, have these storybooks about these man who looks surprisingly like Hitler. You know, those little kids' books, you know. They have a lot of nationalism, but you won't see them say it straight on the street unless you know Germans who say that, yeah, there is an undercurrent, and they are, you know, they don't like a whole stack of migrants and whatever all pouring in all over the place. And I've seen one only 2 weeks ago say that the how do they put it? The silent majority who doesn't say much would be quite happy to put Jews into concentration camps a second time around now, but it's probably not going to be Jews, and it probably wouldn't be Jews, because how do you think Germany is going to go with that nationalistic element when you're flooding the place with all these Muslim refugees? They might change their mind and want to go to another place at a different point in time, because I don't think that stuff will wash with the average German for a long time. Anyway, we'll see how it all goes, and I hope to hell that in all of it the silver price goes up. That's what I hope to hell. And now it's good that Europe can sort of get a sense of what it's like to have boat people turning up over and over as we have had in Australia previously. And they're all busy picking and pointing a finger at us saying, you should take more migrants. We're taking the most in the fucking world comparative to the existing capita here. You know, oh, but your country can be expanded. Well, I'll throw you out in the middle of the fucking desert in the Northern Territory, and you tell me if that's good land for expansion when you're sitting there at 58 degrees Celsius dying of friggin' sunstroke. You tell me if that's good land to expand out into. But at least those who like to point the finger at us when we were taking more than our fair share of refugees can now take their fair share of refugees instead. And we'll see how they find it as their detention centres spill over and they have to start using large buildings owned by the Catholic Church as we did, and sports stadiums and shit like that. Yeah. I have other plans involving a business which I may talk about. I should note that we have had 24 years of continuous economic growth. The only people that have outdone us have been the Netherlands with 26 years of continuous growth. We never actually went into recession during the GFC. We just had a growth rate that dropped to 0.2% or some bullshit, or 0.5% or something pathetic. Right now, we were expecting to get 2% growth rate. We have now dropped to 0.2% as of right now. So our growth, and it's been in the papers and on TV, we've had a dramatic kick in the guts growth-wise. The value of our dollar has hit 6-year lows. We're going to be feeling the pinch, but if I've still got my job mucking around with pigs, that's all right for me. And if silver goes good, I have another business idea in mind that I've been pondering on for a while, and I'll make another video on that.